Hello guys, it's Carol's Universe. You know, I don't usually just come ad hoc on. Sorry, I'm looking a little bit greasy, a little bit messy. It's what time is it? It's 10 to 3 in the morning, Saturday morning, 23rd of Feb. And you know what's so funny? Couldn't sleep. I've been doing a lot of work tonight. I've got clients that I'm working on at 10 to 3 in the morning. I know it's crazy. And also I'm doing a lot of work. I love tarot, and I'm sitting down doing some studying and some reading, and I'm putting a workbook together and all this stuff. And I just thought, Carol, you've got to get to bed. You've got to get to sleep because you've got a big day tomorrow where you've got clients to work on and you've got the March readings to put out. You've got a heavy day tomorrow. But I just can't sleep. I'm really excited about some new projects that I'm putting together and stuff with tarot. But then I started as I was working along. Doing my own projects and stuff. I started watching some tarot readers on YouTube, and I was really interested to see what they had to say about Meghan Markle and what Meghan, you know that Meghan Markle's gone. For those of you that are keeping up with the news, she went to New York City for 5 days and a baby shower, which is fine. People do what they want to do, that type of thing. Nothing wrong with a baby shower. I understand royals aren't meant to have that, but I think that's ridiculous. I mean, it's nice to have your friends around you at that time. What was interesting though, and I like Meghan Markle, okay? I like this lady very, very much. I think she's very accomplished. I think she's very intelligent. You can trust her when she's giving a speech. That's what I think Harry really likes about her, that she's accomplished, she's intelligent, she's confident. She's all of those things, When Kate came out and she started giving speeches, I was always a little bit nervous because I knew that she was very nervous about doing that. But Meghan, it's like you could sit and watch and you just say, yeah, she just slayed that. She completely slayed the whole damn thing. She's brilliant at what she does. But the problem is that she went to New York, and regardless of whether, British taxpayers, I do not believe, paid for any of this. The only thing that they might have paid for is the security detail, because the security comes along with, the Kensington Palace. It comes along with the royal family, and it comes out of the UK payers' tax, it comes out of the tax pocket, basically, of the UK payers. So, UK people are going to pay the taxes for the security detail. And, whatever, I don't know what to say to that. But, what was interesting is that the whole thing cost kind of 500 grand. The hotel, the flight, back and forth. I think it was paid by Amal Clooney. And also the presents, the baby shower gifts that she got as well. She's received a huge backlash over it. I can kind of in one way see why, and I kind of in another way think to myself, well, I don't know, because other people paid for it. It wasn't her that paid for it, it was other people. So in that sense, I just think, well, you know what? Money is money. It's free-flowing. If they paid for it, it's really kind of them to do so. It was a really lovely gesture that they gave to Meghan, which I thought was lovely. On the other hand, though, she is a royal. And I think that when you work with charities as a royal, you've got to be a bit discreet when you do that, because as a royal, you're not meant to be flaunting wealth in the faces of those that don't have. And to be perfectly honest with you, it is a kind of weird thing, because when I used to work in the offices, I mean, obviously my situation is nowhere near what's going on there. Of course, I'm an unknown entity in the world, basically. I'm a little bit known on YouTube. I'm a little bit known on YouTube. But, I'm just your average Joe female, right? Just doing what she's doing, running her own business and making her way through life. That's it. Normal dude. Normal, I'm not calling myself a dude. Hopefully I don't look like a dude. But, I'm just a normal individual. But when I used to work in the offices, I had some massive dreams, and I used to say, I want to run an empire, I want to be a big-time entrepreneur, I want to do this, I want to do... A lot of people didn't like that, because you'll often find that a lot of people who are miserable with their own lives and feel very confined in what they're doing, they don't like to hear about or see other people's big dreams or other people wanting to do things. And that kind of, I think, for some, I don't think everybody, but for some people that want to kind of take Meghan down quite a bit, I think that some of it is jealousy. I don't think all of it is. I think some of it. I did start to question things, though, when I was seeing her, especially as when she went to New York. I just thought, couldn't they have driven her in a back way? Like, if she's got this baby shower, why is she going in the front where all the cameras are with her friends? That's not what royalty does, especially if it's a private thing that you're doing. You've got a private function. For example, if Prince Harry or Prince William ever go to a a nightclub. They're not going to go through the front entrance where everybody sees them. They go through the back. So I just thought, why didn't they take like a, you know, a private kind of entrance through, maybe, you know, a private, there must be a private car park for VIPs, or, you know, VIPs must be able to get through a private entrance. And I thought, oh, that's a bit odd. That's a bit weird. I'm wondering if she's missing the limelight. Maybe, you know, there's something that she feels like, oh, I'm not getting enough attention in the UK. I just need that bit of attention back. So let's go through the front. That's one of the things that bothered me. The other thing is, you know, I don't care about how much people spend. It's none of my business, and good luck to me if you've got it, you know, and you can spend it. Why not? As far as I'm concerned, we're only here for a short time, so enjoy your life, as long as you're not hurting anyone. However, she's a part of the royal family, and I think that, you know, royals need to be a bit more discreet, because you work with charities. She works with homeless charities. She works with, I think it's ex-prostitute charities, or helping prostitutes to be more safe in the communities that they work in. You know, she works, she's a patron of many charities that help people who are less fortunate than her. So I think there's got to be a far more, a much more caring attitude, and a much more empathic attitude, because she's meant to be empathic and supportive. Listening to the different tarot readers on YouTube and seeing what they were saying, and, you know, it was terrible, and this, you know, God almighty, what I was listening to tonight, I was like, fucking hell, this is terrible. You know, a lot of them predicting that she wants to move on, and that this is the end of her and she's done. So I thought, let me see what I come up with. I don't know. I just wanted to, and I just thought, I can't let this go by, because I'm always pulling the cards, and then I think, oh, I should have done that as a reading. But I did. I pulled a few, just a few, and this was, I just wrote some notes down. You can see the date, 23rd of the, yeah, 23rd, 2nd, 2019 there. And the first question I asked is, how is Meghan feeling about the backlash? Because there is a backlash, especially in the UK press, and I think that there is a backlash in the American press as well. So the cards that I got were, how she was feeling was, the first card, and it literally flipped out on me, was death, and then I shuffled some more, and then I got the High Priestess, and then I got the Ten of Swords. Now remember, as a tarot reader, what you're trying to do is you're using your intuition. Never think you have to go with just the pure meanings of a card. It's ridiculous, and it's fatal to do that with any tarot, trust me. Really is. You've got to use your intuition with the cards. What does it say to you? Well, death is an ending. So I'm going to use the general term for death. Death is an ending. Okay. What is the ending to? Well, the High Priestess is silence. It's not just secrets. It's where you don't do anything. When you're the High Priestess, I remember when I was working back in 2015 in a massive, you know, kind of white collar corporation, and I was getting picked on left, right and centre by virtually everyone, because I stood out like a sore thumb. I'm a tarot reader, you know, I was very different, I was very vocal. A lot of the women were very kind of playing up to the men, in, you know, there was very much a masculine feel about the place, and a lot of women adhered to that. I didn't like being seen as a piece of meat, and I kind of let people know that, and that, you know, that enraged a lot more people as well. So, but whenever other people would come for me, I would do this. I would just shut down, poker face, completely like, I'm not answering you. And this card would often show up for me then, especially when I would get the Eight of Wands with it. Eight of Wands with the High Priestess can be somebody who's attacking you, but you ignore the attack. And that was what was happening to me then. So this is silence. She wants to end her silence, because that's Meghan for you. I think in the last reading that we did, if you want to view that, anyone that's not seen it yet, if you fancy viewing it, you can. It's an hour and a half to get a cup of tea and some food and stuff. But, you know, silence is the High Priestess. It's where we don't do anything, because she doesn't react. She's non-reactive. She does not react. She's passive. She's a passive energy. She can be passive-aggressive, but she is passive, all right? So she wants to end this passivity, because, and I can understand that, you know, to me, which says that there's more to the trip than people are seeing in the news. If you read the Daily Mail online, any of you guys, you'll know that they've been flaming, you know, riling things up as well. They've been stirring the pot. Everything that, you know, every trip she makes, everything she wears, the, you know, the amount that she's got, that she spent on the outfit they're putting in the newspaper, everything she says, everything she does, they're twisting it yet with Kate, they're being all nice and like, it's disgusting. And I think there is more to that trip. I really do. And I think that for some reason she may have gone through the front entrance. I don't know whether it was fun. I'll ask in a minute why she did that. But I think that there might have been some narcissistic energy going on there. But I certainly feel that this lady here wants to end her silence. But I think with the Ten of Swords, she's thinking this is a bad idea. If she ends her silence, you know, this is going to put the final nail in the coffin for her with the Ten of Swords. because the Ten of Swords is a coffin card. It's the final nail in the coffin. It's where you're down and out, finished, over, kaput, that's it. So for her thinking, how she's thinking about the backlash is, she's not sitting back and saying, woe is me. You know, I'm depressed. I want to move out of here. I want to, for me, from what I can see, because I think that everybody that's reading on this is right. I just think that we're picking up on different energies of her. The energy that I'm picking up on is the energy of defiance, more than anything. Some readers are picking up on the energy that she just wants to get out of there. She just wants to go back to America, or she just wants to leave the country because she feels that everything is over and it's done. And some, you know, people are picking up on that she's crying and she's really upset and she's really depressed and blah, blah. I'm picking up on somebody who's very defiant, because I think that everybody who's interpreting this is right, but they're just picking up on different energies of her. I'm seeing defiance, complete and utter, but I'm also seeing her using her head. You know, her defiance is she wants to end her silence. She's sick of being quiet. She's sick of not... Because the thing is, she's a talker, isn't she? She's not like Kate. Kate's very quiet. Kate is very passive. Kate will sit back and just, you know, get on with it, which is fair enough. I like Kate as well to a certain extent. But Meghan's always been very vocal. I think at the age of 11, she saw a washing up liquid advert, and she didn't like what they were saying. She didn't like what they were saying in the advert about how, you know, all mothers, all women across America were really angry about, you know, pots and pans, and they needed a decent washing up liquid or something like that. And she was, Meghan, I think at that age, became really angry and said, no, it's not all women, it's everybody. And she wrote to, I think it was Procter and Gamble. She wrote to the people that made the washing up liquid, and she actually, and I think she wrote to Hillary Clinton or something like that. And she managed to get the advert changed. I mean, that is a real initiator. That's a magician right there, is that lady. She really is. No matter what do you think about her, she is very inspirational. She is very assertive, and she is very active as well, which is everything that the magician is. You know, she knows what she is. She knows what she's got. She's confident, and she's not afraid to use what she has to create change, which is what the magician does. So I'm not surprised that she wants to end her silence, because this isn't somebody who's usually silent. This is somebody who speaks up for herself. You know, she spoke up for America, for all the women in America at the age of 11. She's, you know, constantly gone over to countries and, you know, helped in charity work, you know, in African countries, that type of thing. You know, she's been on the worldwide stage, you know, delivering speeches about female empowerment and that type of thing. This is not somebody who is used to being silent. So to be in the royal family now and find that she has no voice and she can't say what she truly wants to say, that's why she wants to end the silence, the death and the high priestess. But I actually feel with the Ten of Swords, she's saying, actually, if I do that, this puts the final nail in my coffin. They'll just twist my words again. Sad. So I said, well, you know, what is she going to do about the situation then? And then we got the Ten of Cups. And I think that this is about her concentrating on her family. You know, she's concentrating on her and Harry and the impending birth. Because Ten of Cups is all about completion. The Tens are completion. But for me, the Ten of Cups is simply about family and emotional fulfillment. And that's what she's focused on. And if you look at the Queen of Wands, that's her. She's Leo. This card came out for her as well. This is her. Can you see how she's got her cat there? You know, Queen of Wands, again, is an initiator. She's a creator. She's usually a witch within the tarot anyway. She's a tarot reader. So this is all about somebody who's visualising stuff. So and this is when you get the Queen of Wands as well. She's a very focused character as well within the tarot. So she's focusing on her family, the Ten of Cups, because that's all she can do. And I think it goes back to the engagement interview between her and Harry, where she said, you know, yeah, I could look at the papers, but I don't. What I tend to do is I ignore what's going on in the papers, and I'm just going to focus on me and Harry. That's all I'm going to do, she said. You know, that's what she said. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to block out, because it made no sense, she said. And I think that she has taken a look at the papers. I think that she does know her whoever it is that works for her, her private secretary, whatever it is. I think it's the private secretary that tells sort of the Queen and the other, you know, the royals what's going on. They'd have told her about all the backlash. She'd have heard about it, and she'll say, look, I want to end this silence. And in these two cards here as well, guys, what I'm getting is somebody who's starting to get really, really irritated. I mean, really irritated. Really, really irritated, you know. And I'm going to see why she wants to end her silence. I mean, I think we all know why she wants to end her silence, because there's more to the story, you know. She wants to end her silence, but she knows that there'll be a, you know, with the Ten of Swords, there'll probably be a backlash. But also she knows it will be the final nail in the coffin. Then they'll really have something to talk about. So she's got to keep this dignified silence. So what she said, well, what am I going to do about it? You know, how am I going to handle this situation? Well, I think I'll just focus on the family. I've got, you know, they've probably got cats as well. Who knows? The cat is showing a cat here. But, you know, she's got her cat, she's got her creature comfort, she's focusing on her family here with this Queen of Wands looking into the Ten of Cups. And this is what brings her strength. It's her family that brings Meghan strength. Because Meghan is the Queen of Wands, she's Leo. So she's showing up definitely as the Queen of Wands, as herself. It's the family. She says, well, how do I handle this? If I can't speak, because I know that if I can't speak, because I want to end my silence with the High Priestess, but I know that this would be the final nail in the coffin, or I know that this is going to bring huge, huge problems with the Ten of Swords, well, what am I going to do about it? Nothing. I'm just going to focus on my family, because I know that it's my family that brings me strength, you know. And also, she's Leo. She's showing twice. She's showing as the Queen of Wands, showing here, Leo. She's also showing as the Lion, Leo. So there are people around her who are soothing her as well. So it's not only her focusing. She says, well, you know what? There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to focus on my family, you know, because they bring me strength. But also, and this is her immediate family now, Harry, the child. I'm going to focus on this because this is what brings me strength. I'm going to get excited about this as well, you know. But also, you know, with her being the Lion here, you can make the correlation, can't you? If she has to end, if she's thinking to herself right now, amidst the backlash, I want to end my silence, but I know if I end my silence, it's going to cause problems with the Ten of Swords. Well, ending the silence with the Death and the High Priestess, this is where she's becoming very irritated. Very, very irritated about the situation. And that's where the Lion comes in. That's her rage, because lions rage. But you can see somebody's got their hand on her face. She's showing us the Lion. Somebody has her hand. This might be her mother, because the woman is named Strength and the Lion is Leo. So that's her. And there's somebody, there's a female person. Not just Harry that brings her strength and happiness and joy. And that's what she's focusing on. There's also a female around her, and I think this might be her mum. I think her mum is holding her face, and even though her mum's not physically there, it feels like her mother is soothing her. I think she's spoken to her mum. If it's not her mum, it's a very strong female presence within her life. And this female presence is saying to Meghan, look, just hold strong. It's not worth going out there. I think that the female presence, and I think that Harry has said to her, and probably her press secretary has said to her, look, if you end your silence, if you come out and speak, you're going to cause more problems. You'll put more of a nail in the coffin, you know. You're going to really kind of, you know, you will be done. So don't do it. So this could be her mother that's doing it. It could be a friend that's doing it, guys. But I think that she wants to end her silence, but she can't. She knows that she can't. So she's just going to focus on her family, the first thing, all right? Focus on, you know, having her child, you know. And it's also her family that brings her strength. But also there's a very strong female figure. It might be her mum. It might be a really good friend around her that's bringing her strength and kind of keeping her in check at the same time. I'm going to ask, actually, I did ask the question, what was the question I asked? Let's have a look. How is Harry and Meghan's relationship at the moment? So at the moment, we've got the Seven of Cups. I mean, they're getting ready to travel anyway. Page of Wands is a travel card, and they're travelling to the world. And also with the Seven of Cups, they've got a lot of things on. They're very busy with the Seven of Cups energy. Okay, they might have various options that they're looking at, because the Page of Wands is communicating with the world. So it might be they're looking at options of how they can communicate with the world as well. They might be saying, well, how can we do this differently? So every time I ask a question, you know, how is the relationship between them, or how is she feeling? It's always showing them being active, and they're thinking of ways of how they can resolve the situation, you know. So I do feel that, you know, with the Seven of Cups, they could be looking at ways, because the Seven of Cups is not just about options. It's not just about dreams. It's not just about choices. It's also when you're looking at a way that you can do something. So they're probably looking at ways of how they can communicate. Page of Wands is communication with the world. How can they get their story across? How can they and they'll do it through PR anyway. They'll find a way to do it through PR. But the problem is they're kind of like, you know, trying to bring a dead horse back to life at the moment, because everything that they do seems to be wrong. I want to see, I'm going to put these cards back, and I want to just ask the question, guys, why Meghan went through the front door of the hotel, why she kind of, you know, after her friends defending her, saying leave her alone, press, why she's chosen to go through the front door rather than take a private entrance. Why did Meghan decide to go through the front entrance of her hotel rather than take the back entrance? Why did Meghan decide to do that in 2 to 3 cards? Show me. Struggles. 10 of Wands. There's a lot of struggles, a lot of burdens she's carrying, showing here. Page of Cups. That's interesting. So Page of Cups is a child. Burdens. Tiredness. Page of Cups is a child. Childish pregnancy with the Page of Cups energy showing here. But I don't think it's something to do with the child. I mean, I'm asking why she went through the front door. Okay. We've got these cards showing up here. I'm gonna leave that Page of Cups for a moment out here. She's looking to alleviate the problems. The 8 of Cups is walking away from the 10 of Wands. So she's looking to alleviate problems somewhere along the line, okay? The Page of Cups is often to do with news. Information is the Page of Cups energy. It can be a child. I don't think it's problems with the pregnancy. 10 of Wands. Page of Cups is the child, it's the pregnancy. Remember, fish represents pregnancy. Whenever one of us girls was pregnant when my mum was alive, whenever one of us girls was pregnant, she'd always dream about fish. She would always dream about fish. So that's pregnancy card is the Page of Cups. So problems with the pregnancy showing up here. That's weird, that is. Why would there be problems with the pregnancy? Why would she take the front door? Problems, struggles with pregnancy, burdens with pregnancy. Page of Cups energy. Burdens with a child. Okay. I don't think it's anything to do with the child with that Page of Cups. I think that there are burdens here. And I think with the Page of Cups, this is all about imagination. Because Page of Cups is imagination. She's imagining the burdens being relieved. Because 8 of Cups, when that walks away from something, it's being relieved. But I'm reading the cards in terms of how they make sense. So to me, I'm going to read this as imagination. The Page of Cups is all about our imagination. She's imagining the burdens being relieved if she does that. So perhaps she was trying to put on an act of defiance by taking the front route. I don't think it was narcissism. Because at first I thought, well, why is she doing that? Does she need attention? Is she being narcissistic? I don't actually think she's being narcissistic on this one, guys, at all. I don't think she was being narcissistic. I think that she was imagining. Page of Cups is imagination. Imagining burdens being relieved. 8 of Cups is going to relieve it. It's walking away. So I think that she took the front route because she imagined that if she did that, all her burdens, the burdens of the press, the burdens of what people are saying about her are going to be relieved here. Maybe this is about her being quite defiant and saying, look, you know, I'm not going to go away. I'm not going to hide away from the press. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to face it straight up, you know, face it straight on, you know. However she was looking to relieve those burdens, she was looking to relieve them, you know, in whatever way she was doing it. But I certainly feel that she took the front road. She took the front entrance because she was looking to relieve some burden. She was imagining that she could relieve a burden this way. Okay, let me just ask what the burdens are with. What are these burdens with? What burdens was she looking to relieve in 2 cards? What burdens was she looking to relieve in 2 cards? Well, there you go. Page of Swords is the Backlash card. Backlash, arguments, gossip, Page of Swords energy. But you see, when you get a sword hitting in on a card like a Hanged Man, it's cutting it loose. Can you see that? Whenever you get a sword, any sword card, it's just got to be facing in the direction of the Hanged Man. Whenever you get that energy facing into this one, it's cutting something loose. Okay, her hands are tied. She wanted to, you know, to cut her hand. She's sick of it. The Hanged Man tells me that this is her. Her hands are tied. She's the Hanged Man. She wanted to cut this loose. So this is really showing her inability to do anything. She can't speak. She has no voice. That's why she's showing us the Hanged Man. Her hands are tied. She can't do anything. She wants to cut that loose. She needs to be free. She needs to be free from the chains. It's almost like being free from the Devil card. So this is all about freeing herself. This is all about being able to... Because if you look at her hands, they're tied. And her legs are bound as well. What are they bound by? They're actually bound by rope. So look at the sword. Look closely. Can you see what's going on here? Look at the tower interaction. The sword is hitting in on the rope. Can you see the sword is going to cut here, it's going to cut here, and it's going to cut the arms. She's going to be able to express herself. So really this woman just wanted to express herself. She's sick of being silenced. If she can't speak, then she's going to have to act, you know. And I think her act was one of defiance. I think this is what's going on. So I think that the reason that she took the front door rather than the back, I mean, it was probably suggested to her by her friends, why don't you take the back entrance? And she's like, no, I'm not hiding. And the reason that she's done that is because struggles. She imagined, I think the first card we need to look at here now is the imagination card of the Page of Cups. Imagination. Because I don't think it's anything to do with the pregnancy. That just, to me, that wouldn't add up. It wouldn't make any sense. That's a bit weird. So to me, this has to represent the imagination. So she imagined that if she took the front route, you know, took the front door, went in the front way rather than the back, she imagined that her pressures, the Ten of Wands energy, or even her embarrassment, Ten of Wands, of course, embarrassment, of course, what am I thinking? Ten of Wands also means embarrassment, especially the Ten of Wands on the Rider deck. The Rider-Waite deck, it shows somebody with 10 wands in front of their face. This is a card of embarrassment as well. Can you see how his head is down as well? He's really embarrassed. This is definitely embarrassment. She imagined that her embarrassment would be relieved. So it's the letter from her dad. I think it's all of the news that came out about the letter that she wrote to her dad and the one that the dad wrote back to her. She's not hiding. She didn't want to hide. So she had to find a way to come out and say, I'm not embarrassed by that. And the reason that she's done that is because she wanted to be able to express herself. The Hanged Man can't express himself. He's tied. His leg is tied. His arms are tied. His waist is tied. He can't do anything. The Page of Swords is going to cut this down. He's going to be able to use his hands, use his legs. It's basically more body language. So really, this is in her body language. That's the reason that she took the front route. She took the front door. Because she wanted to express herself through body language, defiance, getting out of the car, walking into the hotel room, into the hotel, maybe standing around a little bit waiting for her friend. She's saying, I've got nothing to be ashamed of. And that's why she imagined that if she went through the front door, she imagined, Page of Cups, that the embarrassment, Ten of Wands, would be relieved with the Eight of Cups. Because she needed a way to express herself through her body language. Remember, the Hanged Man cannot show body language. He's trussed up. He's only got one leg free. That's it. The arms are tied. This leg is tied. He's got limited body movement. He's restricted in the way he moves. The Page of Swords, using his sword, is about to cut everything off. He's about to cut all of this rope. He's going to be able to get up, stand up, and show that he means business. He's going to be able to show how he feels through his body language. It was a body language thing for this lady here. She was being defiant. She was showing through body language, I am not embarrassed by what happened with my father. This stems from her dad. This is why she took the front route. This is why. Because I thought it was really strange how she kind of just decided, I'm going to go through the front entrance. I thought, why would you go through the front entrance? You're a royal #1. You're not a celebrity anymore. And also, you're going to have a hell of a lot of, photographers on you. You know, you really are. And I think that her friends had suggested, why don't we take the back entrance to the hotel? And she said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because, I imagine that if I go through the front route, the front door, or front entrance, should I say, I'm imagining that my embarrassment with the Ten of Wands about what's happened with my dad, and I guess everything else that's happening back in the UK, well, it's going to be relieved with the Eight of Cups. I need to find a way to express myself through body language. Remember, Page of Swords, using his sword to set the Hanged Man free, cut the Hanged Man down off the cross, We're going to be able to use her body. She's doing it through body language. It was an act of defiance, but she was doing it rather than speaking, she was actually showing. So rather than speaking, she was showing what she felt and the reason, why she was doing that. So she was actually, it was a very, she's very clever. I think she's a very, very clever lady. I think this woman is very, very, very intelligent. Very intelligent. Are there going to be any more mishaps? Will there be any more mishaps coming in for Meghan and Harry? Will there be any more mishaps coming in for Meghan and Harry in 3 cards? Okay. No, I don't. I mean, I think it's just going to be anything that, you know, this Knight of Cups here is the cup is empty. So often I read this Knight of Cups as being the cup is empty, showing here. All right. And I also feel that there could be, I don't know what this is, but the Knight of Cups shows invitations as well. All right. You've got the Two of Swords showing here. Now remember, I read tarot not just by general words and keywords and combinations, just combining the words. I also read them through the picture. So what we've got here is the Two of Swords. Somebody's got their eyes closed, they've got a blindfold on, and they've got their they've got their heart crossed. The Knight of Cups is coming towards. Now usually when I look at this Knight of Cups, his cup is empty. All right. So I feel that after Morocco, there's no more engagements going to be happening from her, not until the birth of her child with the son. Okay, not until that baby is born. I'm just getting no more engagements here, because the Knight of Cups is engaging as well with the Knight of Cups, but she is not. So Two of Swords and the Knight of Cups. If Knight of Cups is engaging and the Two of Swords is a no card because the heart is crossed, she's not engaging. She's not engaging. She's probably going to toe the line, I think, a little bit more. I could be wrong. Another reader said that there was going to be another mishap. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think that mishap will be what the papers create. I think that they'll create a storm out of nothing. That's what I think will happen. I mean, tomorrow it might be that there's a mishap, you know. Maybe she'll say, I'm off back to America. I doubt that that's going to happen, you know. But I think that she is not, Two of Swords, going to engage. Okay, because if you look at him looking into his cup, he's engaged in what's in the cup. So I think that this lady is not going to engage in any more mishaps. You know, she's going to focus on the birth of her child. Could be a boy, who knows? Son is usually a boy. Might be a girl, who knows? But, you know, this could be a boy. But either way, it's a child, baby. Okay, so she's not going to engage in any more mishaps. She's going to focus on having her child. That's what I'm seeing, guys. I'd like to say thanks for you for joining me on Carol's Universe. I've never done that before. I've never really done a reading off the cuff before, and now it's, I don't know, it's 30 minutes in, we're nearly done now, but we're done 20 past 3 in the morning, and I'm scared because I've got to get up early, I've got a lot of work to do today. But yeah, alright, that's your reading, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on your March readings. They're coming up, should be Monday, Tuesday next week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.